The phone on our coffee table starts to buzz. Maxwell is in the shower. Steam slips under the door. The screen flashes Clinic Fertility. I grab it, thinking it is a work call for him. A bright female voice fills my ear. Nurse, good evening, Mr. Cole. Your Azoospermia report is ready. You can pick it up anytime. Me, Azo what? Nurse, Azoospermia. No sperm. The doctor explained it, right? The line clicks dead. My hand goes numb. Water still thunders in the bathroom. I open a browser and type the word. 0 sperm count. The page is plain, like a slap. My pulse is so loud I think the walls can hear it. Memories roll back. Every shot, every pill, every whispered be patient, Cherry. A dizzy thought lands. He already knew. The shower stops. I slide the phone back and sit, stiff as stone. Steam billows out. Maxwell walks in, towel at his waist. Hey, you okay? You look pale. Me, just tired. Tired is an easy lie. Inside, a storm starts. Wind back 5 years. Our wedding day on Falomo Bridge in Lagos. Sunlight danced on the lagoon. Horns blared below. I wore a simple ivory dress that brushed my ankles. Maxwell stood tall in a navy suit. Maxwell, whispering while the photographer posed us. 3 kids, Cherry, 2 boys and a girl. Greedy, let's start with 1. No. 3, a full back seat. Me? Deal, but you're on diaper duty. Anything for you. Friends cheered. A soft breeze lifted my veil and I thought, life is wide open. We drove off in a small white Kia with ribbons on the mirrors. At each traffic light, people waved and shouted, newlyweds. I waved back until my wrist ached. That night, in our new 1-bedroom flat, we lay on the floor eating jollof from paper plates. We mapped baby names on a napkin. I kept the napkin in my Bible like a promise. The first year slips by fast. Date nights, lazy Sundays, jokes that end with, maybe this month. Month 12 lands like a flat tire. I stare at one more negative test strip, feel the air leave my chest, and decide a doctor should look at me. Maxwell nods like it's a logical step. Maxwell, best catch things early, Cherry. Women's bodies are complex. The way he says women makes it sound like a puzzle only I created. At the clinic, a young gynecologist presses a cold scanner over my belly. She points out clear follicles on the screen the way a teacher shows stars to kids. Doctor, your uterus and ovaries look healthy. I'll run blood work, but everything here seems normal. Her smile feels real. I tuck it into my purse for later comfort. Back home, Maxwell sits on the couch, tapping his phone. Me, doctor says I'm fine so far. Blood work will confirm. Good. Maybe you just need vitamins. A week later, blood work agrees. I'm normal. The clinic sends a gentle note. Partner semen analysis recommended. I place the note on Maxwell's laptop. He reads it, then flips it shut. Maxwell, lab at my office is flooded with orders. Hard to get away right now. He rubs his neck like stress has squeezed it. I nod because nodding is easy. But at night, I lie awake counting the days since the wedding and wonder if love is a clock that refunds wasted time. We try old advice. Charting my temperature, timing our moments like trains on a schedule. When nothing happens, Maxwell buys me folic acid tablets and sticks a sticky note on the bottle for my baby maker. I laugh because if I don't, I might cry. 3 months later, another doctor repeats the scan. Same verdict, nothing wrong. She writes partner test still pending in bold. At dinner, I push the note across the table. They can test you during lunch break. It's quick. Maxwell, if it keeps you calm, sure. I'll book it next week. Next week becomes next month. He blames backlog at work, traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge, a sudden server crash. My tongue learns to press against my teeth instead of asking again. During a housewarming party, an aunt pats my stomach. Aunt, soon, God willing. Maxwell squeezes my shoulder and says, loud enough for the room. Maxwell, we're praying for Cherry's body to catch up. Laughter spreads like spilled drink. I sip water and taste salt that isn't there. In our room that night, I'm doing everything they ask. Maxwell, then keep at it. It'll happen. Good night. The bed feels wider than the bridge where we took vows. Year 2 arrives wrapped in syringes. The fertility doctor suggests hormone shots. To ripen eggs fast, she says. Each needle kisses my thigh with fire. Bruises bloom purple and fade to yellow like slow sunsets. I manage spreadsheets at the bank by day, inject drugs by night. Maxwell sits nearby playing a football game on his console. Maxwell, without looking up, you're brave, you know. Me, pressing cotton to bleeding spot, brave or desperate. Maxwell? Both. We start weekend visits to a natural healer in Ibadan who stirs roots into bitter tea. Healer: drink this before sunrise. It cleanses the womb. Maxwell takes photos for Instagram. Village secrets for future twins. I smile in the pictures, lips tight around the taste. When periods still come, heavier now, the healer sells us another mix. Money leaves my purse like grains from a hole. Halfway through year 3, our doctor recommends IVF. The cost equals our car. I say yes. The doctor outlines steps. Maxwell pats my hand. Maxwell: I'll chip in once clients pay up. For now, you handle deposit, okay? I hand over my bonus. Daily, we drive across town for scans. A nurse calls my ovaries busy bees while checking follicle growth. Maxwell jokes with her about soccer scores. I try to laugh, but my belly feels like a balloon ready to pop. Egg retrieval day. Anesthesia fog, a pinch, then slurred hope. Later, the lab tech whispers, "Tech, we retrieved 9 eggs. Good number." But her eyes flick to Maxwell, and something silent passes between them I can't read. Embryos grow in a glass dish. On transfer day, they slide 2 into me through a thin tube. Maxwell squeezes my toes. Maxwell: our babies are strong. 2 weeks later, a nurse calls with results. Nurse: I'm sorry, Cherry. It's negative. I thank her for the apology like it's a gift. Maxwell isn't home. I sit on the bathroom floor staring at white tiles, wonder why grief can't at least color the world. He walks in 4 hours later, smells like beer and diesel. Maxwell, traffic was crazy. Results? No pregnancy. Maxwell, maybe your body rejected the embryos. We can try again. We try again and again. 3 cycles in total, all paid by my savings. Each failure feels like a hammer on a clay pot. I collect the shards and call them lessons. We paint the spare room yellow. Hope's color, they say. I order a small wooden crib online, keep it boxed in the closet, so dust won't touch it before the baby does. At night, I sit in that yellow room, touch the curls of paint on the wall, and tell imaginary children stories about bridges and jollof and paper napkins. Maxwell seldom enters the room. Once he leans on the doorframe, arms folded. Maxwell: don't you think setting it up before a positive test is bad luck? Me: I need to see the life we're fighting for. He walks away without a word. The hallway swallows his footsteps. Bills climb like vines. I cover rent for 2 months when Maxwell's big contract delays payment. He thanks me with a kiss, but his eyes flick to the TV even as his lips leave mine. At night, I scroll through parenting blogs that list foods to eat, prayers to pray, positions to try. I chalk up each month like sports scores. Cherry 0, silence 36. One Friday, I come home early and hear Maxwell on the balcony. Maxwell: no, I can't come in for that test tomorrow. Tell the doctor I'll reschedule. Silence. Then, it's my wife who needs answers, not me. He ends the call. I step outside. He startles, forces a grin. Me: which test? Work checkup. Nothing serious. He pockets his phone. The air between us hardens like drying cement. During year 4, my sister Mimi visits with her newborn son. Mimi places the baby in my arms. He smells like powdered milk and promise. My breasts ache, though they hold no milk. Mimi, you'll have yours soon. God sees you. Maxwell enters, shakes Mimi's hand, but doesn't touch the baby. Later, he mutters, Maxwell, we should limit visitors. All this baby talk pressures you. I want to scream that silence is the heavier weight, but I nod. We attend a church vigil for couples trying to conceive. The pastor's wife asks husbands to lay hands on their wives' stomachs. Maxwell's palm feels light, almost hovering. After the prayer, he whispers, Maxwell, stop thinking about it. Stress blocks blessing. I think. So does hiding. At the bank, a coworker announces her 3rd pregnancy. I smile until lunch break, then cry in the restroom. Tissue pressed so close, my mascara leaves black petals on the paper. I text Maxwell, hard day. Need hugs tonight. He replies 2 hours later, stuck at office. Rain check? I drive home in traffic thick with horns. Inside the flat, the yellow nursery door is ajar. I step in and freeze. The crib box is gone. Maxwell stacked old storage bins in its place. He walks in behind me. Me, where is the crib? Max returned it. Didn't want you staring at it, hurting yourself. My voice comes out thin. Me, it was mine. It was ours, and right now, it isn't needed. The walls tilt. I leave the room, swallow words that taste like dust. Winter harmattan air dries the city's lips. My doctor suggests a final IVF round with donor sperm, purely as a backup plan. I bring the idea home. Maxwell. No, my child or nothing. Me. Then give the lab your sample. Maxwell. Stop pushing me. His anger feels like cold rain inside the house. I retreat to the kitchen, stir soup that boils over, and watch steam rise like silent shouts. That night, I curl on the couch. Maxwell's in the bedroom. The yellow room door stays shut, a sealed envelope of dreams. Year 5 dawns. My savings are thin. My patience is thinner. I pencil out a budget. Rent, food, one more shot at IVF if I skip vacations for 3 years. Maxwell walks in holding mail. Maxwell, looks like another bill from the clinic. He drops it on the table without opening it. Me. Picking it up. It's addressed to you. Probably a mistake. Toss it. I place it under my notebook instead. Later, while he showers, I peel the envelope open with slow fingers. Inside lie invoices, each one naming Maxwell, each one stamped male infertility consultation. Dates stretch back to the month before our wedding. I count 5 visits. I count 0 times he told me. Water stops running. Steam creeps under the door. The same steam that rose on the day of the phone call months later. And in that fog of sound and silence, a truth forms. He always knew. Money starts acting like a runaway child, always slipping from my hand, always found in places it should not be. It begins with rent. One Tuesday in March, the landlord comes by, hat in hand, gentle voice. Landlord, Cherry, the check from Maxwell bounced. Bank said insufficient funds. I'm sure it's a glitch, but can you clear it this week? Me, of course. I'll fix it by Friday. He nods and walks away humming. His trust burns hotter than shame. I log into my salary account and move 3 months' rent in 5 quick taps. The screen glows successful, but my chest feels hollow. That night, Maxwell strolls in late, phone pressed to his ear. Maxwell? Investor dinner ran long. Everything good? Me. Landlord stopped by. I paid the rent. He kisses my forehead, casual as a breeze. Maxwell back to the call. Yeah, bro. Keep those decks ready. We close soon. His soon stretches like a traffic jam. Never ending, always honking. Next come the car repairs. The Kia coughs smoke on Eco Bridge. Mechanic says the radiator is dead. The bill reads 200,000 naira. Maxwell sighs, rubs the back of his neck. Maxwell, give me 2 weeks. A client owes me triple that. 2 weeks later, the client is still processing payment. I swipe my debit card again. The mechanic thanks me. Maxwell pats my shoulder. Teamwork, right? In May, the IVF clinic raises prices. New technology, they claim. My account is already thin from hormones and hotel rooms near the lab. I draw from my small emergency fund. I call it Future Kid Savings, yet it goes straight to a card machine that spits out another receipt. I start tracking expenses on an app. Green dots for his spending, blue for mine. The screen grows a forest of blue trees. At the bank, rumors of cuts swirl. I sign up for overtime to pad my pay. That means late buses, microwave dinners, more needles at dawn, so my hormones stay on schedule. Maxwell texts cartoons of babies crawling. Maxwell, hang in there, supermom. I type, when is your next deposit? Then delete the message. No point. History shows the answer. Soon. By August, my credit card screams at me. I print the statement, point at the total. Me, look, we need a plan. I can't keep covering everything. Maxwell leans against the fridge, arms crossed. Cherry, you know I'm rebuilding after the pandemic. Deals take time. You earn more now anyway. Let's use that advantage. Me, an advantage is something you choose, not something forced. He shakes his head, chuckles. You're stressing yourself. Stress blocks conception. I bite my lip. Talk of stress always circles to blame, always lands on my womb. One night I sit at the kitchen table with bills spread like playing cards. I add figures under the single bulb. My phone buzzes. Zenith Bank alert. 78,000 debit Maxwell Cole. I call him. Me, did you just swipe my card? Maxwell, Cherry, relax. A friend's birthday, I'll refund. With what? Why this attitude? You know I feel small when you count naira like this. Small? I'm drowning. Then don't look down. He hangs up. I stare at the phone until the screen goes dark and shows my reflection. Eyes wide, tired, edges cracking. Salary hits. It leaves again. I buy groceries, pay electricity, renew medical insurance. Maxwell's phone lights up with sports bet apps and urgent crypto tips. He calls them research. I cook beans one evening. We have cheap gas left. Maxwell, frowning at the plate. Only beans? Me, money is tight. Maxwell, you're thinking too small. Prosperity starts in the mind. He orders shawarma on my Bolt Food account. The driver arrives. I pay with points that were once airline miles for the honeymoon we postponed. Later that night, I lie awake. Ceiling fan whirs. Numbers spin. I picture the yellow nursery shrinking, paint peeling, crib missing. I picture bills piling like sand until they bury me. September brings Maxwell's cousin's baby shower. I dread it, but go. Skipping would birth rumors. In their living room, bright balloons spell Welcome Baby King. Plastic chairs line the walls. Women trade advice like recipe cards. Maxwell stands beside me holding a paper cup. Cousin's wife, smiling at us. Your turn next, Cherry. I muster a polite grin. Later, games start. Predict baby weight, guess due date. Maxwell lifts his hand. Any contest for longest time waiting for God's miracle? We'd win. Laughter erupts. I freeze. He pats my back. Maxwell to the crowd. We're praying for Cherry's body to cooperate. Eyes swing my way. Sympathy floods like hot rain. Someone shouts, guest. Amen, sister. Stay strong. I nod, cheeks burning. Maxwell squeezes my shoulder, face solemn like a pastor delivering the altar call. When we get home, I drop my purse, walk to the balcony, breathe night air. Maxwell follows. Why did you say that? Say what? That my body is the problem. People need simple stories. If we confuse them with science, they'll gossip. So you paint me as broken? Stop being dramatic. He heads into the living room and turns on the TV. Volume climbs till news anchors shout. I stand behind the couch, arms folded. Me. You're lying to them. And to me. Cherry, you twist everything. I protect you from judgment. Me judgment? They pity me. That's worse. You care too much about opinions. No wonder stress messes with your hormones. There it is again. My fault. My stress. My hormones. The gas flame under our life. Invisible but hot. I walk to the fuse box. Cut power. The room falls dark except streetlights filtering through the window. TV dies mid-headline. Maxwell, what's wrong with you? Me, listen to silence. That's the sound you leave me in. Maxwell, you need counseling. Seriously. I flip the power back. Light returns. So does the buzz in my head. He heads for the bedroom. Maxwell. I'm done arguing. I sink onto the couch, stare at the blank TV, and wonder how a screen with no picture still reflects so many ghosts. A week later, his office friend Femi visits to watch football. They sprawl on the sofa, beers sweating on coasters I bought. During halftime, Femi glances at me. Femi, Cherry, any baby news? Maxwell answers for me. Maxwell, still praying. We're waiting on her cycle to align. He winks at Femi like it's an insider joke. I carry snacks from the kitchen, set them down hard. Bowls rattle. Maxwell. Careful, love. Femi laughs. Femi, hormones, bro. They fist bump. My jaw tightens enough to crack. I retreat to the bedroom, shut the door, sit on the edge of the bed. Tears push but don't fall. I open my notebook, flip past blank pages, write. Gaslight is invisible until it burns the house. Sunday after service, cell group meets in our flat. 10 people circle the living room. Prayer requests start. Maxwell clears his throat. Maxwell, please pray for Cherry's womb. The enemy is attacking. Murmurs of, oh Lord, intervene. Hands stretch toward me like branches. I swallow. Me, pray for both of us. Maxwell squeezes my hand hard. Maxwell, don't complicate things. After they leave, I confront him. Me, why do you keep pointing at me? Maxwell, because people respect honesty. This isn't honest. You think exposing my private health records is honest? That's suicide for my reputation. I bore shots for 5 years. What about my body, my reputation? You'll get over it. Women are strong. His words drop like rocks. My strength feels like chains again. Later that night, mailbox dings. Maxwell opens a message on his laptop, browse knit. I peek. It's a new invoice from the fertility lab. He closes it fast. Me, let me see. It's nothing. Me, it's always nothing until it becomes everything. Stop snooping. You're paranoid. He logs out. I sit at the dining table, phone light on the unpaid bills list. Gas company threatens disconnection. Credit card minimum is due. Clinic wants deposit for hormone refill next week. Maxwell plays FIFA until 1 a.m. Each digital goal roars louder than our dying plans. The next morning, he leaves early. I check my phone. No good morning text, just bank alerts. POS debit Maxwell Cole 12,500, 4,100, 9,800. Fast food, fuel, a sports bet. I whisper, enough. The room swallows the word. I open my laptop, draw up 2 columns, Essential and Maxwell. The second column lists everything I pay that his promises should cover. I color it red. The screen glows like fire. I hear his blame echo. Stress blocks blessing. I answer aloud. So does greed. I close the laptop, pick up the phone, stare at his number, thumb hovers but doesn't dial. Some storms don't need thunder to level a house, they just need steady wind. Evening. Maxwell returns, sets a takeout bag on the counter. Maxwell, burgers. Treat after your long day. Me, did you pay the power bill? You're obsessed with bills. Me, because they keep us in light and in debt. God will provide. Don't drown in details. Me, God can't swipe a card. He opens a burger, takes a bite, chews slowly. You used to trust my plans. Plans need proof. He tosses the rest of the burger in the bag, wipes his mouth. You know what? I'm gonna bed. He walks away. The hallway swallows him again. I dump the burgers in the bin, rinse grease from my hands, open the fridge, half full. Shelves hum like quiet jeers. I pour cold water, sit on the sofa. The living room lamp flickers. I think of gaslight, not the bulb kind, but the slow mind kind. Invisible, steady, killing oxygen. I open my notebook, right under last entry. Light bulbs flicker, but gas burns clear. I close it and press it to my chest, heartbeat knocking like fists on a locked door. The invoices stay under my notebook for 2 days. I tell myself to wait, to breathe, to think, but the pages feel hot, like they can burn the whole flat. On the 3rd night, Maxwell returns late. He smells of beer and cologne that is not his usual kind. He drops his keys, kicks off his shoes, and falls asleep on the couch. Soft snores fill the room. I sit beside him and pull out the envelope. The seal is already broken, he never noticed. I flip through the sheets once more, slower this time. Semen analysis. Result, Azoospermia. Testosterone therapy consultation. Patient declined. Follow-up appointment. Discuss donor options. Patient refused. Dates run from the month before our wedding to this spring. Each stamp reads paid in full, but never with my money. So he found the money when the cause was himself. A smaller slip catches my eye. It is from an insurance firm, blue logo in the corner. Cole, Maxwell, covered for male factor infertility treatment. Premium paid up for 5 straight years. I turn the slip over and over. My name appears nowhere. The policy is secret like a locked room. I switch on a lamp, low light spilling across his face. He shifts but does not wake. Me, you built a wall around your shame and made me pay rent inside it. I gather every bill, every receipt, and lay them out on the coffee table like cards in a magic trick. A slow rage spreads, thick but calm. Rage that measures, counts, and remembers. The next morning, Maxwell heads to work early. He hums while dressing. He reaches for his wallet. I see the edge of a betting slip. He kisses my cheek. Maxwell, pray today, okay? We need faith. Me, noise stuck in my throat. We need truth. He tilts his head, puzzled. Truth is we'll be parents soon. Believe it. He winks, pockets his phone, and leaves. Door clicks shut. Silence drops like a curtain. I line the papers again, sort them by date, staple them into one thick stack. Then I snap photos, one by one, storing them on a hidden cloud account. A plan forms, not loud, not wild, but steady. I need proof from someone who is not me, someone who will say the words out loud under bright lights. I remember the clinic logo, Hopewell Urology Center. I open my laptop, search maps, write down the address. Victoria Island, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I call the bank, book a day of personal leave. I pack a folder, charger, small bottle of water. I wear Maxwell's gray blazer. It hangs broad on my shoulders. I add light makeup. Pull my hair into a low bun. Simple. Serious. Before leaving, I slide the stapled stack inside my tote. It feels heavy, like a stone I will throw through glass. Traffic crawls across Falomo Bridge. I sit in a bus, air thick with diesel, ears full of horns. My mind replays his words. Stop pushing me. Stress blocks conception. You twist everything. At a red light, a woman crosses with twins in matching blue shirts. The boys laugh, tugging at her skirt. I stare until the bus moves again. The clinic is bright, white, smells of lemon disinfectant. A glass door slides open. Reception desk gleams like a new phone screen. The receptionist, a woman my age, looks up with a soft smile. Receptionist, good morning. How may I help you? My heartbeat quickens, but my voice stays calm. Me, I'm Mrs. Cole. I'm here to clear my husband's outstanding balance. I tap the folder. May I also need a detailed copy of his file for insurance? I hand over a small piece of paper with our address and Maxwell's phone number, details she can verify. She types, eyes bouncing between screen and me. Receptionist, let me check. Yes, we have Mr. Maxwell Cole. Balance is 0. She frowns slightly. But if you require the file, you'll need patient consent. I smile, friendly but firm. Me, he's traveling. He asked me to pick it up. Can I sign on his behalf? I slide my ID across. Cherry Cole. Matching surname helps. She hesitates, then nods. One moment. She steps into the back, leaves me alone with a fish tank full of neon tetras. They dart in blue flashes, silent, restless. Minutes stretch. She returns holding a thick beige folder. Here's the file. Please sign here, here, and initial here. I sign, signature neat, unshaking. She offers me the folder. I hope everything works out for you two. A gentle tone, unaware of the storm. Me, thank you. This means a lot. I tuck the folder into my tote, nod farewell, and walk out. Outside, a weak sun fights Harmattan haze. I sit in my car, engine off, and open the folder. First page, patient history. Lines of typed words, each a wound. Primary testicular failure. Permanent azoospermia. Patient advised about donor sperm. Patient refused due to personal and cultural reasons. Patient requested full confidentiality. Sides of my brain throb. Left anger, right grief. Second page, a chart, hormone levels low. Third page, counseling notes. Patient shows denial, anxiety, guilt. Fourth page, last appointment summary, 4 weeks ago. Patient still has not informed spouse. Counselor advised disclosure. Patient declined. I flip faster, papers whispering. Each sheet shouts, he knew, he knew, he knew. My phone rings, Mimi, my sister. I silence it. Now is not for comfort. Now is for proof. I step out, lock the car, walk back into the clinic. The receptionist looks up, surprised. Me, I'd like to see Dr. Morris, please. I have questions about my husband's file. It's urgent. She checks the schedule. Doctor has a gap at 11:15. Can you wait? Time now, 10:40. Me, I'll wait. I sit again, folder on my lap, hands folded tight. At 11:20, Dr. Morris opens the waiting room door. A tall man, gray hair, gentle eyes behind thin glasses. Mrs. Cole, come in. His office walls carry framed degrees and a photo of a beach. We sit. He offers water. I decline. I place the folder on his desk. Me, doctor, my husband asked me to pick this up, but I read it. I didn't know any of this. Words choke, but I push through. Me, I need you to explain in simple terms. Is his condition permanent? Dr. Morris exhales, steeples his fingers. I'm sorry you had to learn this way. Maxwell's condition is non-reversible. His testes don't produce sperm. He speaks slow, careful. We discussed donor options. He refused. He said he preferred to let God decide. I swallow a bitter laugh. God was his shield, his excuse. Me, he told me the problem was me. For 5 years. Silence swells. Dr. Morris removes his glasses, rubs the bridge of his nose. I urged him to be honest. He feared losing you. He never lost me. He threw me away. I reach into my tote, pull out one of the IVF bills under my name, drop it beside the folder. Me, I paid all this. I injected hormones, risked my body, drained my bank. He watched. Dr. Morris's eyes soften, like a father hearing a child's unfair punishment. I'm deeply sorry. Medical reality is hard, but deception is harder. Do you have support? Me, I will. I take a breath. I need something official. A letter that states the facts. No medical jargon, just truth. He nods, types on his computer. I can write a summary of his diagnosis, with your request noted. Me, thank you. Please add the date he first knew. He pauses, meets my eyes, sees the resolve there. Understood. Printer whirs. Paper slides out. He signs it, stamps it, places it in a plain envelope. He hands it to me. Whatever you choose next, choose for you. I stand, shake his hand. His grip is steady, respectful. I turn to leave. Dr. Morris? Cherry, this is not your fault. I nod without turning. Doors hiss shut. The flat is dark when I get home. Only the hallway bulb glows. I spread the folder, the stamped letter, and every unpaid bill on the kitchen table. I line them like tiles so no word hides. Maxwell's key turns at 11:47 p.m. He steps in humming, stops when he sees the papers. A plastic bag dangles from his hand, grilled fish and 2 cans of beer. He sets the bag down and looks at me. His smile is a question. Mine is an answer. Maxwell, what's all this? Me, your history, my debt, and our truth. I slide the signed letter forward. He lifts it, reads the first line, non-obstructive azoospermia, and lets it fall. For a moment, he says nothing. I hear the fridge hum, the clock tick, my heart drum. Maxwell. You went through my medical file? Me, I walked through the fire you lit. I needed to see the source. You violated my privacy. You violated my life. He rubs his forehead as if wiping sweat that is not there. Cherry, listen, I was scared. Men don't... Finish the sentence. Men don't what? Men don't admit this. Our culture, our pride. Our culture did not inject hormones into my body. You let me do that alone. I tap a receipt where the clinic charged me $500,000. 3 cycles. 3 failures. 3 times you watched me bleed. He opens his mouth, shuts it, paces once, twice. He knocks over a chair, it clatters loud. I was going to tell you when the time was right. The time was before the wedding, before the first bill, before the first tear. He grips the chair back, knuckles white. You don't understand the shame. I understand the cost. Shame is heavy, but it costs nothing. Lies are free to tell and expensive to keep. He looks at the door, then at me. We can still fix this. We can adopt. We can pray. Me. We can't build on broken ground. I take a breath, pull my notebook from my bag, flip to the latest page. The first line reads, "Tomatoes on the balcony need sunlight and truth." I slide the notebook next to the folder. Me. I'm leaving at dawn. His eyes widen like a startled child's. Leave? Just because of this? Me, not just because of this. Because this was the root. Every branch, debt, blame, gaslight grew out of it. He steps closer. Cherry, I love you. Love without honesty is hunger without food. It empties you. Tears rise in his eyes. Mine stay dry, they have burned out. He reaches for my hand. I step back. Please, give me one more chance. Me, I gave you 5 years of chances. I kept giving while you kept taking. He sinks into a chair, head in hands. I gather my passport, phone, and the notebook. I leave the folder on the table, wide open, so his truth stares at him all night. Before I turn off the light, I say the last words I owe him. Me. Goodbye, Maxwell. Dawn creeps in, pale and cold. I lace my sneakers, zip a small backpack, 1 change of clothes, toothbrush, the notebook, the envelope. Maxwell sleeps on the couch, face streaked with dried tears, folder covering his chest like a shield that can't save him. I leave the key on the coffee table. The door closes with a click, lighter than breath. Outside, Lagos wakes. Okada engines sputter. Hawkers shout, "Bread hot! Eggs hot!" The air smells of diesel and fried plantain. For the first time in years, the smell feels like my own morning, not our shared wait. The bus stops near Mimi's gate. She waits outside in a wrapper and slippers, hair loose. She opens her arms, I walk into them. No words at first. Just 2 sisters breathing in and out. We go inside. She pours hot tea, honey instead of sugar. We sit at her small dining table. Light from the window lands on the envelope. Ready when you are. Me? I left him. He lied about being infertile. I slide the letter across. She reads, her eyes harden, then soften. Mimi, you are brave. I shake my head. I'm tired, not brave. Tired people rest up. Brave people move tired. Tears finally come, quiet, thin lines down my cheeks. She passes a napkin. Me, I don't know what's next. Mimi, tonight you sleep in the guest room. Tomorrow we make a plan. I nod. She adds bread and eggs to the tea. Small meal, big comfort. Maxwell's number lights up my phone. Twice, 3 times. I decline. I type a message. I am safe. Do not call again. Send future communication by email. I send it, block the number. I swipe to airplane mode. Silence returns, gentle this time. Mimi joins me with 2 mugs of tea. We watch the sky bruise into purple. Cars honk in the distance. Kids play football on the street. A generator hums. Life goes on, and I feel it on the outside, not weighing my inside. I sip tea, warm, steady. Me? I thought I needed a child to be whole. You only needed the truth. She is right. Truth is soil. From it, real things grow. Later, in the guest room, I list tomorrow's tasks. Call HR about leave. Open new savings account. Price balcony planters. Buy seeds. Small steps. I close the notebook, place it on the bedside stool. The window is open. Night air smells of rain coming. Somewhere a radio plays old high life music. The singer's voice is rough, hopeful. I whisper to the dark, I am free. The dark answers with soft wind through the mesh. I pull the sheet up, feel muscles loosen. My last thought before sleep is a simple one. sunlight, water, truth. 3 things enough for any garden, enough for me.